Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and tonight I'm trying to also record a puzzle called A Hurricane Came Again by the cast of Hamilton. Of course, this is just an homage. They didn't actually make this puzzle, but this is part of the Hamilton Sudoku series, which has been put together again or reinvigorated, I suppose, in order to give me puzzles that are thematic to me going to Sydney to see Hamilton a bunch of times. And I'm going to be releasing these puzzles on the nights that I'm scheduled to see Hamilton. Will I see Hamilton on nights that I'm not currently scheduled? Very likely, if I can. That's just me. There's other shows I want to see while I'm up there as well, but we'll see how it all goes. The biggest problem I've got at the moment is I'm recording a fortnight in advance, and all of the puzzles are coming in out of order and out of sync. And I'm pulling things from the queue, and my recording schedule is just completely nuts. And I know what days I want to drop puzzles on, but I don't have the puzzles in the order. So everything's recorded out of order. So I'm just juggling puzzles at the moment. And it's just the way things go. So I'm not going to try and give more of an update than that. So welcome back to the Hamilton Sudoku series. Let's look at A Hurricane Came Again. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We also have disjoint. Now, any two cells that are in the same relative position within their respective 3x3 boxes must contain different digits. What that means is if you were to pick any cell, and let's for now pick the top left cell of all 3x3 boxes, let's highlight those in blue, those must also contain a set of the digits 1 through 9 without repetition. Why? Because any two cells that can have that same position must contain different digits, and there's 9 of them. So that cell must be different from that cell must be different from that cell, it must be different from all of the cells in that position. And because they all must be different, and there's 9 of them, they are 1 through 9. The same is true of these cells. All of these cells must contain different digits. So those cells there, which I've highlighted dark green, which I don't normally like using when solving unless I have to, those all must be different digits as well. And this would be true through all of those positions. Disjoint can be a bit weird and very tricky to scan. We have palindromes. So the grey lines are palindromes, and the digits that go onto the palindromes must read the same in either direction. So let's use this one, for example. If this was, and it's not going to be 1, 2, and 1, then this would read 1, 2, 1, whichever direction you read it. So that's the way that works. And consecutive pairs. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive, but you can have consecutive digits elsewhere in the grid. That's what so these could be consecutive, that would be fine. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. This palindrome is full of digits. If this line has to read 6 blah 4 starting from either end, well, this has to be a 6, and if this is going to go 6 5, this has to go 6 5. So this goes 6 5 4, so this goes 6 5 4, and this goes 6 5 4 9, so this goes 6 5 4 9. 8 is the central digit, but I don't know what that is. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 is in the middle, but 3 in from this end is 3, so 3 in from this end is 3, and 2 is at the end of this. So that's all the palindrome digits I have placed, but I might be able to do more. I know 4 is in one of those. Now, if 4 was here, 4 would be here. That's okay. I'm hoping this won't be colouring, but it could be. Now, disjoint. Disjoint comes into play, probably. Now, 6 is in one of these 3 cells. 2 is in one of these 3 cells. 8 is not there or there. Oh, where's 9 in this top row? 9 can't be in those or those. 9 is in one of those 2, but this 9 is saying 9 is not there because these are the same relative position, so that's the 9. These are 1, 2, 3, and 8. Now, 8 is not consecutive with any of 1, 2, 3, and the 2 must be on here. And the reason the 2 must be on here is because you must have an even digit. If I didn't have the 2 there, they'd be 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is not consecutive. So the 2 must be on here, and I can take 2 out of those. 3 can't be there, but 3 also can't be there because that 3 sees that one by relative position. So this is 1 or 8. 9 is 9. Where's 9? 9 is in one of these three by normal Sudoku. I take it out of here. No, actually, I saw something that turned out to be completely wrong. 5 is in one of those two. If this was a 4, this would be a 5. Yeah, that seems okay. If this is a 6, that would be a 6. I think so. So this is a disjoint kicking in, and I'm not sure. 2 and 3 in this box can't be in any of those or those. So they're in these. 3 can't be there. So 3 is in one of those two. 3 can't be there because of that. 2 can't be in any of these. So 2 is in one of those two because that cell sees that 2. So 2 is in one of those two, which means 2 is down here with the 9. 2 is in one of those, but 2 could be in both of those, I think. 2 is in one of those two. When I saw this many digits on the palindrome, it's like, this is going to be easy. This does not feel that easy. What is this quadruple? 5, 7, 8, 9. Now, this can't be 5. This can't be 9 because it sees that. Oh, let's use that one. That one's a lot more convenient. That one can't be 9. That can't be 9 because it sees that one. So that's a 5, 7, 8 triple. That is the 9. This is not the 9. So these are 5, 7, and 8. That is 2 of 5, 7, and 8 in those positions. Oh, that one's not a 5. One? No. So those two are the same digit. What can they be? They can be 1. They can't be 2, 3. They could be 1. No, can't be 1. If it was 1, that would have to be 2. And it can't be 2 because 2 is over here. These can't be 1. They can't be 2, 3. They could be 4. If this is 4, this is 3. It can't be 5, 6, 7. Can't be 8. Can't be 9. These are 4. There you go. That's a deduction. Does this feel like a hurricane? Maybe. So 4 is now in one of these two. But that being a 4 makes that a 4. And that seems okay. If that's a 4, 4 is down here. Four in the top row. It's in one of those two. Yeah, not sure. So this being the 4, I mean, oh, this is just a 3 because 4 is consecutive with only 3 and 5 and there's a 5 there. So that's a 3. This is not a 3. So 3 is in one of the... Oh, no, 3 is now in one of those two, which puts 3 up here. Yep, I already had 3 in one of those two. And these are 1, 2, 8. Can I remove any of those by disjoint? Not that I'm seeing. 1 in here. No. Okay, let's look at these. What can those be? They can't be 1. They can't be 2, 3, 4. 5 is not inherently non-obvious. Can't be 6. 5, 7, and 8. They can't be 9. So 5, 7, and 8 are the ones that are standing out as not inherently impossible. And yellow, therefore, has to go in one of those. Right. They can't be... no, they can't be 8. So these are 5 or 7. And there must be a 5 or a 7 in here. That 8 saw them. Maybe that was the wrong digit to look at. Maybe these digits, because they're the same as well. Let's use green. Now they can't be 1. They can't be 2. They can't be 3, 4, 5. They might be able to be 6. They're 6 or 7 because they can't be 8 or 9. Now, is any of those impossible? Not inherently. Yes, can't be 7. So this sees 1, sees 2 because 2 has to be in here, pushing 2 down here. So sees 1, sees 2 there, sees 3, 4, 5 there, sees 7 there, and sees 8, 9 there. These are 6. So green was 6. That's cool. So 6 is down here with 4. Can that be a 6? Don't see why not. So let's look at those digits. Let's make those green. They could be 1. They can't be 1, sorry. 2, 3. They can't be 4. They can't be 5. They can't be 6. Can't be 7. Could be 8. Can't be 9. So these are 2, 3, or 8 as the obvious digits. And whatever green is goes up here. But I could put 2, 3, and it could be 8 in those, I think. So I don't think that's where I'm supposed to be looking. This is a little bit tricky. As I said, when I had a palindrome with this many digits on it, I thought it was going to be easier. Have I missed any? Yep, it's disjoint, and disjoint scanning is tricky. 2, 2. 2 is in one of those. Oh, it's this. That's a 5, so that can't be a 5. Yellow is 7. See, disjoint scanning is tricky. Okay. So does that 7 do anything? It puts 7 in one of those two. Takes 7 out of there. Is it those now? What are those digits? Because they're from 2, 3, 5, and 8, because that's what's not in this box. And this one can't be a 5, so this one can't be a 5. So 5 is in one of those two. I'm looking for a 5 in that disjoint, and I'm not seeing it. I mean, it's sort of lining up with the 5s over there, but not enough to give me something. At least not that I'm sure of. So these are 2, 3, 8. Oh, they're not 8 because of that 8. So these are 2, 3. 2 or 3 only. And they can't be 2 because of that 2. That 2 sees that by disjoint. So yellow is 3. Bingo. So green is no longer 3. Green is 2 or 8. This is good fun. 3 looks up saying that's not the 3, so that's the 3. This is 2, 5, or 8 now, giving me a 2, 5, 8 triple in the row. Which means 2 must be in one of those two. So I can never have... Right, this is a real... I like this disjoint trick. So 2 must be in one of those two cells in this row, which means that the position 4 or the center left position in the cell in all of these cells cannot have 2 anywhere else. If this was a 2, that couldn't be a 2, that couldn't be a 2, and all of those cells would have to be from 5 and 8. So that can't be a 2, which means this is the 2 because of this 1, 8 pair. This is 1 or 8. I love that disjoint trick when it is done well, but I'm still not sure which one it is. So these are the 1, 8s. What? Oh, this isn't the 2 anymore. So this is the 2, which means this isn't the 2. This is a 5, 8 pair, and this is the 2. This is the 2. Green is done. That's a really nice that's a beautiful resolution. This is 1, 7, or 8. So this is a 1, 7, 8 triple. And 7 must be in one of those two. Can I resolve that? Maybe, but let's focus on what these are. These are just 4 and 5. This is good fun. I'm having fun with this. 1 is in one of those two cells for the column, because no 1 in those, no 1 in those, so 1 is down here. I can't put 1 here because this would have to be 2, and I can't put 1 here because it'd put 1 there and see that. That's not the 1, this is the 1. So these are from 5, 8, and 9. Now 9 there would make that 8. That seems okay. 8 would make that 9. It couldn't make it 9, but it could make it 7, which also seems okay. Actually, let's look at this triple. 1, 7, and 8. So 7 is in one of those two, and that 7 says it's not there. That's the 7. So 7, yeah, that's just putting 7 in one of those two. Ooh, this is tricky. So this is 5, 8, or 9, because this is 5, 8, or 9. Not seeing any disjoint on that. This column, 1, 5, 8, and 9. That's actually more than I thought. This isn't a 1. I thought there were 3 digits in the column. It turns out there were 4. Yeah, no. This triple, 1, 2, 5. There's no 2 there. There's no 5 there because of that 5. Two is in one of those two. Disjoint scanning is tricky. Now, if you've ever seen the show Hamilton, and I have a lot, the choreography on that particular part of the production, even if you just look at a Disney Plus production, is absolutely stunning, and I'm constantly floored by how people pull it off. And it is very disjoint, so this is incredibly appropriate. The wind blowing in this is very appropriate for what's happening on stage. And I know the setters aren't really trying to pull that off, but it's cool. Now, the 5-8 is looking over, making this a 1-9. I did miss that, and I just saw it while I was taking a drink. Stay hydrated while you're performing. So 5 is in one of those. 5 now in this column is in one of those two, and those are both in center bottom positions. So I can never put a 5 in another center bottom position. So, for example, these two cells can't contain 5s. That doesn't feel like it's helping. That 3 is helping, though, and that's been there probably forever, because that's saying that can't be a 3. So this is a 3. So this is a 2. This is a 1-8 pair. The 2 is looking down, making that the 1, which makes that the 5, and that the 2. That 5 takes 5 out of there. This is now a 1-8-9 triple. That's the 5. 1-8 looking down. It's so easy to lose track with this, with disjoint scanning. But that doesn't make it a bad puzzle. It just means you've got to pay a bit more attention. What am I looking for? I know what I'm looking for. I am looking for a solution. There's no 1 in either of any of those. So the 1 is in one of those two, and by disjoint, I don't know. Okay, look, those two cells are the same. They're not 1, 2, 3 because of the stuff here. 4 is possible. 5 is not. 6 is possible. 7 is not. 8 is possible. So 4, 6, and 8 is what's immediately possible. Now, center of the grid means that they can't be 6 because that cell would contradict that one. So I can take 6 out. So now I'm looking for a 4 or an 8 conflict. If they were 8, this couldn't be an 8, and that would be an 8, and then that would be an 8, and that's broken. So if these were 8, this couldn't be an 8 because it'd conflict with this yellow here. So this couldn't be 8, this would be 8, which means this couldn't be an 8, this would be an 8, and I'd have 2 8s in the column. So yellow is 4. So 4 is consecutive with 5, taking 5 out of those, which means this is the 8, this is the 9. By palindrome, that makes this the 9, which makes this the 1, which makes this the 8, this the 1, which by palindrome makes this the 1. This is a 7-8 pair. Do I have a 7 or an 8 in those positions with which to disambiguate? This 8 makes this a 5. So this isn't a 5. There's no 4 in these. No 4 in these. These are 6, 7, 8. And this 6 sees that, taking 6 out of there, making that a 6. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. There's no 9 there. There's no 6 there. That's an 8, and I can take 8 out of those. Now, that 8 looks up there, making that a 1, which makes that an 8. This 8 makes that 7, which looks up, making that 8, that 7, which looks back down, making that 8. 6 and 9 in these positions. Not yet. Okay. 4, 5 in these positions. Yes, that 5 and that 4. Disambiguate that 5 and that 4. Haha. There's no 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 go into those, and I can resolve them. 6 and 8. So these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And I'm looking for 7s. That 7 looks down here, making that the 9 and that the 7. These are 3, 5, and 6. The 5, 6 looks down, making that the 3, and I can take 3 out of those. Now, 5 and 6 in these positions. That 5 looks down, making that the 6, and that becomes the 5. 2 and 2, take 2 out of all of those. That becomes the 2, which by pencil marks makes that the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6, which looks across, making this a 9 and this a 6. Got to be close to done now. 1, 3. No, not 1, 3. If I don't make an error. Believe me, Hurricane is all about having made a very big error. Congratulations. I wonder how many people get that Hamilton reference. 1, 4, 7. There's no 1 in either of those. So this is the 1. The 4 makes that the 7 and that the 4. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go into those. The 5 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 5. I need to put a 3 in here, which is not in those or there. This is the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7, 8, 9. The 7 here takes 7 out of those, making that the 7. And this 9 looks down, making that the 8 and that the 9. And that is the solution to A Hurricane Came Again. That was really, really fun. This puzzle is really young. As I said, I'm getting these all out of order and everything is a little bit bonkers. But that's my life right now. I am under so much stress. But, you know, puzzles. Good puzzles. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to, I'll say the cast of Hamilton, but I know it's the setters who are trying to put the cast of Hamilton in a good light like I am. The cast of Hamilton is awesome, awesome, awesome. They are really busy right now. Rehearsals. Some of the images that have come out of rehearsals and the videos that have come out of rehearsals. I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the puzzles. If you're not interested in Hamilton, ignore the theme. That's perfectly fine. Just enjoy the puzzles. As always, good luck with your solving.